are skipping section 5.4, okay? So if any of you want to take those pages out of your binder and put them to the side, and I'll throw them away for you, you're more than welcome to, or you can leave them. It doesn't matter, okay? They're like 4 or 5 pages. If you want to just not have them in your binder, take them out. That's fine. Leave them in. That's fine. It doesn't matter. But I'm just letting you know that section 5.4 is one that we don't do, so we're not going to be doing it, okay? All right, so otherwise, let's be on page 295. This is partly review, partly new stuff, okay? What we've been doing in this, and this is our last section. We'll do this today and Monday. Tuesday is our test review. Wednesday is Module 5 test. Guys, again, remember, my test reviews are very similar to the test. Sometimes with the same questions. I know we talk about this every time we have one of these coming up. Those test review days are really valuable for you. They're really helpful. Trust me, you want to be here on test review days. If you're not here, remember you can watch the video. I always record myself. I'm recording myself right now. I'm putting it there because there's like 7 people absent today. When you're absent, watch that, but for sure those test reviews so that you're ready for the test on Wednesday. Because I do the entire test review with you, as you know. Okay, yeah. Okay, when I'm done. Okay, so what we have been doing is solving inequalities, right? Solving for X or Y or whatever letter, and then graphing it on a number line. That was one letter. There was like an X in the problem or a Y or whatever. In the ones that we're doing today, there's 2 variables. We're going to be using slope-intercept form again, okay? So we'll be reviewing how to graph with slope-intercept form, and then there's some shading involved and stuff like that. So let's just go to this first problem, okay, example 1, and let's just solve for Y, meaning we want our equation to look like this, slope-intercept form. We've done this a lot in this class, okay? The steps are the same when we replace an equal sign with an inequality symbol. They're the same, except you might have to flip your inequality symbol at that last step. That's it, okay? That's the only difference. So looking at this equation right here, we should know that the first step is, remember, we're trying to get Y by itself. We want to move 3x to the complete other side. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. That's the first step. That's gone. I'm going to bring down the negative 2y. And you can't actually subtract these. One is a constant, one has an x. And technically, most of the time it doesn't matter what order you put it in, but since we're asked to put it in a specific form, we want to put the number and its x first. So I'm going to write that as negative 3x plus 8. Okay? And then to get y by itself, I can't even say it anymore. It's almost getting ridiculous. A number and a letter next to each other is multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. I'm going to divide everybody by negative 2. So negative 2 divided by negative 2 is just 1, so they cancel. Am I going to flip my inequality symbol here? Yes, I'm dividing by a negative. I have to remember to flip. And a negative over a negative is positive. And if you put 8 divided by negative 2 in your calculator, you will get negative 4. So that's now in slope-intercept form. We're going to graph it. Unfortunately, it's on the next page, but we're going to graph it. Now listen, before we go there, let's put something right here. When we go to graph this, if your symbol looks like this or like this, you're going to graph your line with a dotted line. If it has an equal sign under it, it's a solid line. So that's pretty easy to remember the difference, right? This is a solid line, like the equal to sign underneath it is a solid line. So you remember, if I have that in my problem, I'm going to use that to graph. If it doesn't have that underneath it, it's dotted, okay? So let's go to the next page, and I'm just going to rewrite that answer up at the top here. Just going to go to this graph right here. So I had y is greater than 3 halves x minus 4. Okay, so this part is review. How do we graph a line of an equation in slope-intercept form? Well, there's only two numbers, right? We've got M, we've got B. There's only two numbers. One of them you have to graph first. Is it M or is it B? Anybody remember? Which one? B. And a way to remember it is B comes first in the alphabet too, so it goes on the graph first. B is your y-intercept. -4 is where your graph is going to touch the y-axis. So your first point always goes on this line. B is -4, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. If it were a +4, I would have gone up 4. It was negative. Okay? Half of the graph is done, right? There's only one other number. And this is where you have to remember, if you have a positive slope, which we do, your graph rises left to right. If you have a negative slope, your graph falls left to right. Back to it being positive, you have choices now of how you graph this. You can either go up 3, right 2, remember rise over run, up 3, right 2, or down 3, left 2, as long as your points go in this direction. So I'm going to just go up 3, right 2, so I'm not off the graph. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, up 3, right 2. How many points do I need to make a line? 2. That's plenty. I could keep going. I could go up 3, right 2. It goes on forever and ever, okay? But 2 is all I need. And remember, we decided this is going to be a dotted line. Now, 100% of the time when I teach this, every year to any different classes I've taught, I'll forget and just make a solid line, okay? Because we're so used to that, right? 2 points, you just draw a line through them. If you do that, don't worry about like whiteout or whatever if you're not using pencil. Just write yourself a note, like put an arrow towards it and write dotted. Like, I meant to make that dotted. No big deal, because you're going to make that mistake. I do it every time. All right, one more thing we have to talk about that's new. I would write this somewhere, so you have it, maybe over here. If you have less than or equal to, we shade below, and I'll explain what that means in a minute, but you might want to write it down. We're going to shade below the line. We want all the numbers that are less than or equal to, we actually say all these numbers are the answer. If you have a greater than or equal to, you shade above the line, okay? So 2 new things here is knowing if it's dotted or solid, right? That would be a solid. Those 2 are dotted. And then the shading, okay? So let me go back to that graph. Oh, here it is. And we have a greater than, right? These are greater than. These are less than. These are greater than. So greater than is above the line. So this is where some kids get confused. So just look, make sure you're looking over here. Where is above the line, okay? Would it be A or B? Which one is above it? A. So sometimes if you're getting confused, like it's almost physical, okay? If you like watch me do this, like if I'm trying to explain to you that this is above the line, greater than, all the numbers greater than this line, like my hand is moving up, like it's going up. These are the numbers that are bigger. Less than would be lower, below, okay? So how do we show that? Well, professionally, like a really like a nice graph, they look like that. That's all the shading. See how it's like that? We don't do all that perfectness. We don't even have to stay on here. So to show above, like you literally just go like this. We're just showing that every single point forever, not just on this little graph, forever and ever and ever, because this line goes on forever and ever, that shading goes on forever and ever. And that's how we finish that. That's it. So what that means, understand this, guys, is that any point in this shaded area that I choose, if I picked any point and I plugged in the x value and the y value, I would get a true statement. And that is a way of testing these. I am not requiring you to test them. I want to show you how to test your answer. And then I'll tell you how I think you could see this on your test. So pick any point in your shaded area. It doesn't matter which one, but why not pick a nice easy one like 0, 0? So meaning if I plug a 0 in for x and a 0 in for y, I should get a true statement when I simplify this. So I get 0 here. 3/2 times 0 is 0 minus 4. 0 minus 4 is -4. Is 0 greater than -4? Is that a true statement? Yes. 0 is anything that's positive, or 0, is always bigger than a negative number. So we shaded in the correct area. Do you see that that's a way to test that you shaded in the correct area? I could see a question being, is 0, 0 a solution? Like it's already given to you. Here's a graph with all this shading happened already. Is 0, 0 a solution? And really, that's visual. If 0, 0 is in the shaded area, yes, 0, 0 is a solution of that inequality. If I asked you 1, 2, 3, 4, -2. If I said, is 4, -2 a solution of this inequality, what would you say? No, it's not in the shaded area, so it's not a solution. Do you see what I'm saying? Any point in your shaded area, forever and ever, way over there, keep shading. Any of them that you plug in, the left side will be greater than the right side. Any point you plug in down here, it won't be a true statement. So it's just a way of testing to see if you shaded correctly. Okay? All right. I'm not going to make you do that on all the problems, though, so don't worry. All right, let's just do like one more. So 2x plus y is less than -4. Let's just do that one right here. Okay, so I need to get y by itself. I'm going to subtract 2x. Guys, in the homework, if you get stuck, go back and look at what we did, right? So you can see what the steps are. And again, these are two unlike terms. I can't actually combine them. I'm going to put the x first, then the y-intercept. So now it's done, right? The y is already by itself. I didn't have to divide anything in that problem. So m and b. So m is -2 and b is -4, right? Slope has to be a fraction. You can make any number in the entire universe a fraction by putting a what in the denominator? A 1. Okay? So if it's not a fraction, you can make it one with very little effort. All right, remember, we always graph the b first. B is your y-intercept. Again, it happens to be -4. It's not going to be -4 on every problem. It's just coincidence that they are both -4. And this one's a negative slope. So remember, that falls left to right. You have choices. You can either go up to left 1 or down to right 1. I'm going to go up and to the left because I want to stay on the graph. So up to left 1. You only need 2 points. If you wanted to keep going to give yourself more points to connect, you can. But only 2 is what you need. Up to left 1. I mean, you can keep going forever and ever. It keeps going to eternity. Is this one going to be solid or dotted? Dotted, because it doesn't have the equal to sign under it. So you just dot it, and then we have to shade. This one is less than. Less than means below. Less, lower, below. Okay? So, and this one's pretty, when the steeper your slope, the steeper the graph, the harder it is to tell above or below. So like I encourage you, like, almost to make it physical like I am. I know I'm being a little exaggerated, but it does help. Like, is less than going to be A or B? B. Below the line, okay? If you're having, if I come to you and you're having trouble with that, what I will suggest to you is go with your gut. So shade whichever one you think it is, and then you would want to pick a test point. So, for example, if I plugged in 0, 0 into this one, is 0, 0 a solution of my graph right here? Yes or no? It's 50-50 chance. Yes or no? Alex, is 0, 0 part of this graph? No, it's not in the shaded area. So if I want to test 0, 0, I'm not going to do it. I could plug a 0 in here and a 0 in here, and I should get false. That is, it does not mean, you should get a number that's not less than. This would be false. So you would know, okay, I shaded correctly then, because 0, 0 is not. But if 0, 0 was a solution, you'd be like, ooh, I shaded wrong. I should have shaded up here. Okay? All right, one more right here. So Got to get y by itself. First step, subtract 3x. Now remember, just because you see a negative in your problem doesn't mean you flip. It's only when you multiply or divide by a negative number. I've never said anything about subtraction. That was just subtraction. So I have 4y is less than or equal to negative 3x plus 0. Now what? Divide by 4. Alex, let me just keep asking you, would I flip my inequality symbol here? Nope, I didn't divide by a negative, so I'm not going to flip my inequality symbol. Okay, so y is less than or equal to, remember, it doesn't matter where you put the negative. The negative can go in the numerator or the denominator, in the middle, doesn't matter. And 0 divided by 4 is 0. Okay? Slope-intercept form. That is review. We need to know how to rearrange equations at this point. Slope, y-intercept. The graph is down here. Y-intercept, 0. That's the number on your graph. Negative slope, it's already a fraction, so that's good. We should go like this. So I can go up 3, left 4, down 3, right 4, or both. It doesn't matter. Just make sure your points are going in this direction, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do another one going down and to the right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So again, making sure your points go like this. Are we going to have a solid or a dotted line? Solid. You see the solid line right here? That one's easy to remember, right? Because that's a solid line. I know I'm going to make a solid line. And less than. Again, A or B. Is A less than or is B less than? B. Below, less than, lower, down. Think of that. All those words you could kind of think of in place of less. Below, smaller, underground. I have no idea. I'm just trying to think of anything that might help you guys. Okay? So here's my suggestion to you guys. In fact, no, not a suggestion. You need graph paper for this. I'll give you some. You don't have to buy any. I'm going to come around and give you graph paper while you write the assignment down. Guys, just write at the top of the page, page 299 or 5.5 day 1, and then you're just put it on the graph paper. There's no graphs here, and you have to be able to graph these. So while you write that down, I'm going to pass out graph paper. So, be organized. I don't check your notebooks. I collect work. So just make sure you know this is 5.5, day 1, page 299. So you know when I collect those homework pages that this needs to go in there with it, okay? So just like whatever you want to label it as so that you know that, okay? So number 1, and you might notice, guys, I took it pretty easy on you. 1, 2, and 3 are already in slope-intercept form. 7 and 9 are the only 2 I gave you that you have to rearrange. We'll do more on Monday. We'll practice these on Monday as well. But I wanted to take it a little easy on you today. I didn't give you the hardest ones. Okay, so that's half the game, guys, is recognizing that this is slope-intercept form. I don't have to do anything to it. Y equals mx plus d. Okay? So I don't know if this helps you. I'm not going to check that you have this. If you want to write that on your paper, go ahead. If you want to write this on your paper, go ahead. If you want to write this on your paper, go ahead. It's in your notes, but if you want to have it on here too, feel free. So those are all the things that are really important. All right, so half the battle is saying, oh, yay, it's already in the right form. I don't have to do any adding and subtracting to both sides. So I'm going to just identify my M and my B. What's my M? How do I graph X? 1, right? It's the number in front of X. Right? If you don't see a number in front of an X, we know it's a 1. Don't let them try and fool you. That's a 1. And how do you make a 1 a fraction? Just put a 1 under it. Okay? So the letter is not part of the slope. But good try. Thank you. And B is -3. Okay? So sketch your graph. B goes first. B is -3. 1, 2, 3. First point always goes on the y-axis. We have a positive slope, so it should rise left to right, increase left to right. So I can go up 1, right 1, down 1, left 1, whatever. You only need 2 points. Sometimes I like to do a few more just to make a nicer line. Oh, dotted or solid? Dotted. And this is less than, so we want to shade below. A or B? B. Yes, below is less than. Over there. Okay. Guys, just a hint, when you get to number 2, when you draw your graph, you have to go up to 12. So I would make your graph more like that. So you don't draw it like this, then you're going to make it. You have to go, B is 12, is what I'm saying. So give yourself a big y-axis on it. Okay? I'll put the key up in a moment. Let me do my random number generator. So, where is it? So here are your numbers. So when I call your number, you can come. Yeah, go ahead. What? There is no number 10. I just numbered it. Yeah. So 1 to 9. You can see that. All right. First person is Gavin. Welcome, Gavin. I'm giving you a chance to get up there before I hit the next number, because if it's big, he might knock you down. Number 6, Sylvia. Elisa's not here. It's her birthday. Today off, apparently. Jace, you're next. Look, you can dig around in there, guys. All right, 8 again. 2 again. 4 again. 2 again. Why does it keep doing the same numbers? Why is it doing 2, 4, and 8? Okay, number 9. Gabe, not here. Okay. There's a line at the moment. All right, Jules isn't here. Aristotle. We still have Miley. Oh my gosh, why does it love these same numbers? Miley. And then... Come on, Jace, let's go. This is not settling world peace. It's pick a snack. Stop performing, pick a snack, and go sit down. Because Yasmin doesn't want to wait all year. Okay. So just so you know, number 2, it didn't go all the way up to 12, but you should have your graph go all the way up to number 12 and shade above, okay? I'll move it up.